Sometime in 2014, 2015, a group set out to prove just how bad, just how dilapidated American education has become. The group was codenamed MAGA. I mean, honestly, that's all I could think of at this point to explain what we're seeing. These people have been chanting "lock her up" for almost 10 years now. And the reason they want to lock her up is her mishandling of classified information. Does she have boxes full of nuclear information, military information, sitting on the stage in a ballroom? There's parties every night, sitting in a bathroom? Nah, none of that. She had a private server in her house, and less than 10 emails were referencing classified info. Didn't even contain it. Disconnect within the Republican Party between what they were chanting for 10 years, and the next level that Donald Trump took it to. It's kind of put them in a meltdown mode, where the talking points are kind of in the ether. They could never articulate what the outrage was about, right? Because Ivanka had a private server, and she was given classified information, but somehow that was okay. But thinking of a Saudi Arabian coming to the White House, asking to use the bathroom, and then skimming through some boxes while he's taking a shit? I mean, the reason I say that this is a simulation is that it is so perfect. Like, it was designed just to show the critical thinking capacity of the Republican Party. I mean, just listen to Ron Johnson here.
Well, I think certainly almost about half of America believes that. But again, the complicit, compliant, corrupt media, they're not covering this thing honestly. And, Maria, I also have to point out, you talked about precedent breaking. President Ford decided it was best for America not to pursue prosecution against President Nixon. President Trump pretty much made the same decision, decided not to pursue any kind of prosecution of Hillary Clinton. Joe Biden could have made the exact same decision, but he didn't. He allowed a SWAT raid on a very secure residence of President Trump.
You have to literally be insane to listen to this and think it's a logical point. Look, I'm not a Hillary fan. I never have been.
I'm just chilling in Cedar Rapids.
But the Republicans spent 6 to 7 years investigating her for emails for Benghazi. They spent over $20 million on that. So to pretend that Trump wouldn't immediately jump on any shred of evidence he had against her, I mean, you have to pretend like you haven't been here. You haven't been paying attention for 10 years. And then to somehow frame that in Nixon and Ford, when Hillary was never a president. She was Secretary of State. Nixon resigned and left in disgrace. And honestly, he should have been prosecuted to the max. Then maybe we wouldn't be in this same situation today, this unprecedented time. But when kids aren't taught critical thinking until college, and most non-college educated voters skew Republican, it doesn't matter. Just Ron Johnson saying these words, now they take that as some kind of counterpoint without thinking about it for 2 seconds. They are so desperate to make this clearly fucked up situation normal that, Tucker wannabe Jesse Waters had this nugget to give out.
Care how this thing is adjudicated. It doesn't matter. They're scaring away donors and swing voters. Republicans need to get their act together, and they better circle the wagons. If he had cocaine in those boxes that were stacked up in the ballroom, then maybe if he's running a cocaine ring out of Mar-a-Lago, maybe...
Hold on. Stop the clip. I bet Gutfield's going to make a Hunter Biden joke.
They don't circle the
Joe
wagons.
could send Hunter to check that out.
Yeah. Exactly.
Greg Gutfield, comedic genius. I mean, you're at Mar-a-Lago. Jesse Waters is talking about hiding cocaine. The obvious joke is, this guy.
She needs probably some help, not a position of power. Right? Not a position of power. So watch it, get involved, call your senators.
I guess we know where wannabe Tucker Jesse Waters draws the line, though. He doesn't draw it there for Hillary, because Hillary should be sent to Gitmo for those 7 emails. But for Trump, he draws it at a bathroom full of cocaine. Like some scene from Scarface, right? Playing out in his brain. His brain, Trump selling cocaine is better. Now follow me on this. This is what I'm talking about. Critical thinking. In his brain, Trump selling cocaine is better than selling nuclear and military secrets. This was a party from 2001 to like 2014 would slap these big tacky support the troop magnets on the SUVs. And back then, instead of trying to shoehorn in trans into every single conversation, they would try to shoe in, but you don't support the troops. You don't support the troops. Now this tryhard Tucker is saying it's fine. It's fine to sell out troop locations around the world. Who gives a shit about that? Who gives a shit? Now if he's selling cocaine, all right.
We all remember when Hillary Clinton deleted 30,000 emails.
Go comb your hair, Marcia. Sadly, I am from Utah. And Jason Chavez here. Jason Chavez was the best that they could produce.
Hours of those documents being released, suddenly you have Jack Smith going out there and making the case within hours. Really? If you look through some of these pictures, one of the pictures is this spilled box with documents. It makes it look like it's sloppily handled. But if you actually zoom in on that picture and look at it, it's pictures of like newspapers and pictures of Donald Trump. There's nothing classified in there.
Critical thinking. He's saying all I see in these pictures are newspaper articles. Pictures of Trump. Why don't they put on national TV these nuclear secrets, this classified info that he was storing? Like I said, if you're a chud, you're like, good point, Chavez. Yeah, all I see is some newspapers in these pictures. Where's all the classified stuff? Take 2 seconds to think about it. Trump is facing 400 plus years in prison for having these. Now, do you think it would be smart? Do you think it would be smart to put those on camera for the world to see? 2 seconds of critical thinking. You understand? And as we get into C and D celebrities, it gets even more batshit. I mean, here, listen to this Instagram filter tell you how many people are going to protest.
Lay a finger on our president, President Trump, they're going to have to come through me. And I made a mistake. I said 75 million others just like me. I think it's more like 300 million others just like me. The people in this country who support President Trump, who know what's up.
Over this scandal alone, Trump has less than 25% of the independents' support. I consider most independent voters just disgraced Republicans, because at this point, I don't know how you could be even the slightest bit left and think that the fascist party might ever shit out an alternative again to vote for. But in the fantasy world of Carrie Lake, where she's the governor in Arizona, 300 million people, what are there, like 375 million people in the whole United States? 300 million people are going to show up to support Trump. Take 3 seconds. Critically think. That's all. So look at this. This is a sitting congressman, right? This is a sitting congressman saying that he's going to read out the secrets, the classified info, nuclear secrets, troop secrets. You got to support the troops. He's going to read those all out on the floor of Congress just to own the libs. He's going to endanger troops around the world that we have. Support the troops just to get one up. Just to get one up on the libs. I'll be right. Batshit. The biggest thing they're pushing, including Don Jr.'s girlfriend, I don't even know, what is this show even on that she's on? Like the Bass Fishing Network? This idea that Trump could just declassify anything by thinking of it. Because he's got that MAGA magic. He's a MAGA wizard. Now, he's definitely one kind of wizard, but not the Harry Potter kind. And just the big brain, inept criminal Trump is, he says out loud in front of Mark Meadows' biographer why he can't do this, word for word. Trump's talking to a staffer. He says, secret. This is secret information. Look at this. You attack N. And then he tells him this secret information. By the way, isn't that incredible, he says. The staffer's like, yeah, I just heard some classified info. I was just thinking, because we were talking about it, and he said he wanted to attack. It's Iran, but it says country A, but that's who it is. And what? You did. Trump says, this was done by the military and given me. I think we can probably write. He's realizing himself that he can't declassify it. So the staffer says, I don't know, we'll have to see. And Trump says, declassify it. Staffer says, figure out, yeah. See, as president, Trump says this. See, as president, I could have declassified it. As president. This is a year later. As president. The staffer laughs. Now I can't. But this is still a secret. Trump says, now I can't. But this is still a secret. This doesn't even need critical thinking. He's going step by step for you chuds. He's telling you he knew it was secret. He knew he couldn't declassify it, no matter what Billy Bass says. I mean, this is incredible. This is the worst criminal I've ever seen in my life. And then the staffer says, now we have a problem. Trump says, yeah. Isn't that interesting? I think it is interesting. You just sank your own defense, big boy. Now, if you don't know who John Rich is, that's good. He had one song 20 years ago about how he'd rather ride cowboys than horses. I think it was that, right? His gay anthem. But now 5'7" John Rich has decided to become a culture warrior. A culture warrior soldier. But here's what Mr. Ride a Cowboy, not a horse, has to say about the indictment. If you can indict one former POTUS on the state and federal levels, you can indict all former POTUS on the state and federal levels. Now a precedent has been set. And you know he patted himself on the back for that tweet. Oh yeah, good one. Good one, John. Yes, please. As someone who's not in an active personality cult, as someone who's not going to drive his truck up and down the street with Biden flags on it if criminality is found against him. Yes, John Rich, you're so close to being self-aware. We should prosecute any politician that's breaking the law, right? Any politician that's selling nuclear secrets, that's on tape, showing AIDS, attack plans for Iran, putting our troops in danger. You know, John Rich likes to LARP as someone who loves the troops. He's always posting bullshit about it. Well, what about this, John Rich? Save a fascist, John Rich. Write a dick. The live show starts at 11:30 a.m. tomorrow, Pacific time. We're going to watch Big Boy get booked. I don't know if it's going to be exciting. I don't know what's going to happen. But I want to share it with you guys. So I'll be on. Make sure you like and subscribe. The Chud Report.